이렇게 줬는데. 할지 모르기 때문에 한국하고 근데 우리나라에는 푸바오가 참 팬데믹 기간에 너무너무 이렇게 주식 많이 받았잖아. 특별히 이뻤던 것 같아.
So apparently females are supposed to have large round faces and baby ears. Although his look pretty good too. Pointed nose. The male. Although I don't see much of a difference.
Yeah, I have to see them side by side.
Oh yeah. No.
I know I have all this bamboo already left off. 단지 연변이라서
응?
혼자 셀카를 많이 찍어가지고 내 얼굴이 질린다. 하도 많이 봐서
셀카봉을 있어?
정말.
And they cried for her and they had dirt on their paws and they hugged each other and they rubbed their eyes and that's how they got the black spots from crying. But evolutionarily, it helps them. Now their fur and texture is not as cuddly and soft as they look. Those are pretty coarse hairs, and it helps them be a little bit more waterproof. They do live in forested areas where it can rain, that water will come right off. And they also have an undercoat that's nice and fluffy and warm. But he is showing off the amazing jaw. They have, their teeth are 7 times the size of ours. Huge. Those molars are super, super thick. In just a second, I'm actually going to grab this skull out to you guys.
Oh, yeah, it's all over.
Yeah, I'll show you guys. Now he's also showing off his paws. They have amazing paws. When pandas are babies, they can climb trees really, really well. As they get a little bit older and a little bit heavier, that is less part of their locomotion. He is about 250 pounds. Yeah. All bamboo. Some muscle, some not. But how they eat the bamboo is super specific and very amazing. They have what is called a sesamoid bone in their wrist. It is a pseudo thumb. So sesamoid bones are like on the cats you have them. They're just tiny little bones. But theirs have adapted to be almost an extra finger. So they've got 5 digits just like we do. And then in see, look at that. You see?
이렇게 줬는데.
오늘 개 탔다 개 탔어. 이게 내가 몇 번을 왔는데도 이렇게 볼 수가 없어. 얘네들이 주무시거나 아니면 저 구석에 들어가 있고, 안 그러면 사람들이 많아가지고 막 움직여야 돼. 이렇게 뭐 서서 못 있어. 막 움직이라고 저기 서 있는 사람 있지. 무브 막 이래. 그러면 무브하면 무브 해야지.
The other pandas that was up there. 좋지.
사람이 없으니까 이것도 이렇게 할 수 있는 거야.
야, 오빠 데리고 여기 오는 거 좀 그렇겠다.
어? 어?
우리 오빠랑 언니
어.
데리고 오는 거를.
어. 아니 여기 다른 애니멀들 많잖아. 땡큐. 그리고 얘 하루 종일 이렇게 먹는 거 보는 거야 그냥.
먹방 보래, 먹방.
어, 먹방 보는 거야.
우리 애들도 그러고 보내줬더니 이건 큐타 되는 것 같습니다. 이건 아직도 보고 있네.
아, 여기 흔들려. 카메라가.
나는 저 레서 판다.
어.
Yeah, they've got, it's just like, they're just sort of like a wheel that wobbles. Although they do fall down, but they don't take. So it's hard to know, I guess.
할지 모르기 때문에 한국하고
근데 우리나라에는 푸바오가 참 팬데믹 기간에 너무너무 이렇게 구속 많이 받았잖아. 특별히 있었던 것 같아. 이렇게 주위에 그런 친구가 좀 있었으면 좋겠다. 보냈으니까 2주 후에 열리거든. 저녁에는 우리도 갈 수 있어. 그러니까 자기도 와봐. 저렇게 쪼댄다.
아까 내 옆에 있던 그 여자 나한테 지랄하잖아. 거기 서 있는다고. 하거나 말거나 그냥 나 그냥 서 있었어.
오늘 얼마를 내고 와서 이거를 보려고 왔는데 서 있고.
아니 지는 그냥 찍지만은 나는 비디오 찍잖아. 그냥 피해가면 될 텐데. 야, 넌 떠들어라 그래. 나 계속 서 있었어. 걔가 그 여자가 흰색 옅은 걸 입고 왔잖아.
그러니까
그래가지고
되더라고.
비쳐갖고 아유 씨. 그래서 난 검정색 입어 그랬더니 어떤 사람 그 앞에 뭐 하루 종일 서 있는데 그러거나 말거나. 씨. 그럼 니도 앞에 와서 찍어. 그럼 내가 뒤에 얌전히 서갖고 그냥 보려고 온 거야? 아니잖아.
그치. 크고 그러니까.
지금 어디야?
집이 너무 잘 해놨다, 야.
그럼 이게 돈이 얼마가 들어간 건데 몇 밀리언이 들어간 건데.
아니, 좋다. 그리고 여기에 직원들이 이건 AI가 돌볼 수가 없고.
At least I don't shoot.
pandas. 서비스. 시키나 보다.
응? 뭐라네? 너무 귀여워. 어. 어.
Now, pandas are extremely important to their habitats. They are seed dispersers. Because they food so often, they're often
우리 완전히 개 탔다, 개 탔어.
They're also considered an umbrella species. A lot of people here are so charismatic. So by protecting pandas, we're also protecting their habitat and all the animals that might be
아, 응? 나 이거 찍느라고 못 돌아. 너무 귀여워. 와.
so fun. And this is great because when you can find stuff, this gives you some time to observe.
진짜 쟤네들이 진짜 저러고 밥
Since these
먹는구나.
guys were critically endangered, China has set up quite a few reserves. We have about 6 million acres. These guys do have a pretty decent habitat size now, but they are popular. So it's tiny little pouches throughout. And right now they are building corridors to make sure that the pandas can pass through those corridors. So they'll plant trees and bamboos so that the pandas can fall to the trees. So that's what China is doing. The Sandiego's Zoo helps with the genetic population. Something you can do pretty easy is to watch them. We have the forest stewardship council that's they're a nonprofit organization that make sure that your people, your animal services from the Sandiego's. We have to take our last pictures and throw it out to the next one. She was the first panda to give a successful birth in the United States. To make it even cooler and crazier, it was through artificial insemination. So you were learning and developing new ways to make panda babies and to keep them safe for them to survive. One of the ways we did that was we developed a formula. Before there wasn't a consistent formula to give baby pandas, so it wasn't super helpful. Their survival rate was too great. We developed one of the animals thrive ones. Now out in their natural habitat, as I mentioned, pandas will meet maybe 1 to 3 days a year for breeding, and then they separate. Females stay with their babies for about 2 years. That means one baby every 2 years. If your numbers are low, they don't come up very quickly. That is why breeding programs are so important and so special. If we could create a population of pandas that is genetically diverse, if we were ever able to reintroduce pandas back into the wild, we have a good population. Now, twins in the wild are very, very rare. His grandma had quite a few set of twins. Oh, she took the water. Pandas will only take care of one baby at a time. Any ideas how we kept that thing? That's exactly right. We switched it out. Mom was not aware. We would take one baby, give it to her, she'd feed that baby, we'd give the baby formula, switch it out. She was a little wiser. Or Or maybe she was and she was like, whatever. If you're taking care of one baby, I'll take care of the other. When panda babies are born, they are itty bitty. They have a pretty short gestation period compared to other bears. We think it is due to the fact that they don't have a very nutritious diet, and they're about the size of a stick of butter, completely helpless, eyes closed, not helpful. I mentioned before, a successful panda lives in an old growth forest as well. That's really good. That is because mom panda needs a den. She'll use old growth trees typically, or a cave, something like that, to take care of baby, because baby will be with her for 2 years. After about 2 months, they start to get the black and white color, their eyes start to open, they start crawling around. At 2 years old, she takes them out. You're grown, get out. You don't want to compete for food and territory. Oh my goodness.
지금 뭐 했어 지금?
물 마셨어.
So for us, our pandas will be here for about 10 years. If they do have a baby, that baby will be with us for a max of 4 years. If you think about habitat and space, that actually makes a lot of sense for us. We only have space for 2 pandas. Once she kicks her baby out, we don't really have anywhere else.
아, so cute.
Now I know she's staying as cute as can be. We do have other pandas here. We have a red panda right around the corner over here. And we have Maine, mountain, pit viper, straight line. Some people might not be snake people, but I do have to say these snakes are amazing. Excellent in camouflage. So much so, they were not scientifically discovered until the 1980s, the late 1980s, which is crazy. We believe there's only about 500 reptiles, and they live in extremely high elevations, about 4,000 feet. When you think about reptiles, they're cold-blooded, they need to live in warmer areas, so the fact that a snake can live in such high elevations and still their habitats is really interesting to us. So we're trying to learn more about these guys. Yeah, see how many you can find in there. I think there's 3 different ones. Do you have any questions? Do you want to learn more about pandas? I know. We still have about 10 more minutes in here to observe, to look around. If you'd like to take a peek at a deer or a red panda right around the corner, feel free to do so as well. Again, not related, but they live in similar areas. If anyone would like pictures, I can also do photography. What? You kind of have to test it to get it. For our pandas, I believe it is sugar cane milk. Something sweet. Any idea why I would call this It is for worst case scenarios. If something falls in, like a child, or a branch falls in and gives them an escape route out, the panda is much more inclined to get their favorite food behind the scenes than to investigate what the So anything that happens, they hear the sound, they run back consistently, constantly. Dental health is important. They will train a panda to keep their mouth open so they can get a good look. If you had to anesthetize every time you're looking at panda's teeth, that would be crazy, not be good for you. I want you to picture in your head how difficult it is to train an animal to keep their mouth open. When you're training an animal, you're giving them food as well. How can you train an animal to keep their mouth open without teaching them? There's a lot of things to get the animal open long enough for you to get a good look at those teeth. Versus now, another thing she's getting used to right now are itchy spots. So having someone come look at her belly. So when the two get introduced, again, someone poking and prodding at your belly, if you're not used to it, you're not going to like it. So it is a consistent and constant training procedure. To get a bear to sit still, to focus and participate, already hard. To have them someone poking and prodding you, very hard. I know for our Indian bears and our black bears, they use peanut butter and alcohol. So it's like a dog. We'll have it on like a looking board and sit and like it works. For these pandas, I'm not sure what they're using as for training. But that is something that she's doing. So all of the training, the behaviors that we ask them to do, either have a medical procedure related to it, or an overall health checkup. So like their arms, with their legs, being used properly.
The female glass is so much better for the wear.
Yeah, I think it's the way that the trees have grown so far. The sun is
And she's
she's out, I know. Bucket list.
exactly.
You guys are really lucky with this one.
I think so. Yeah.
I've gotten more comfortable here at the zoo, translated into curious.
바꿨구나.
She is a lot more energetic than her male counterpart, and you'll see her running up around.
Oh my god, so cute. 너무 귀여워. 너무.
And again, you can see this log right here has holes drilled into it. They give